Hello, and welcome to Hermetic Journeys. This is video number 4 in the series on Atalanta Fugiens, and we're having a ball. To those of you who continue to watch, thank you from the bottom of my heart. You're my best friends, really. For those of you who subscribed, wow, you're my bestest friends. And for those of you who are new or seeing this for the first time, welcome to the Hermetic Journey. This is a journey of all things Hermetic and alchemical, all right? Obviously, this video is a little different from previous videos in that it appears to have a theme. The theme is libraries, all right? Why? Well, because this past weekend, Amy and I went to the Garden and Flower Show in Philadelphia. It's really, really cool. Well, I found out, previous to that, that the History and Science Institute in Philadelphia has a copy of one of the original printings of Atalanta Fugiens. Wow, okay. I called them up, really, really nice people, very accommodating, and they said, sure, absolutely. I had to fill out a form stating my intent and all that stuff, so lo and behold, there I was, sitting in front of a 400-year-old copy of Atalanta Fugiens, okay? Now, I did take some videos and some photos. I was not permitted to speak because, well, heck, there's other people doing research there, right? So I didn't want to disturb them with my goofiness. So I'm going to narrate over the videos and photos so you can get the same experience. I'll give you my impressions as we go along. And, by the way, the music in the background is from the first 2 emblems of the book that we have already explored, all right? So I downloaded the MIDI files from Adam McLean's Most Amazing Alchemy website, okay? And I brought them into Logic, added my own instrumentation and stuff like that. And so the music that you hear in the background is from Atalanta Fugiens as well, okay? It's kind of cool. Now, one of the more astonishing things that I discovered about this particular copy of this book, and there are a few copies around the world, this one, however, is unique in that the first 10 pages are hand-painted, okay? By who, we do not know, okay? But beautifully done, and you'll see, I mean, they're just beautiful. Now, when they were painted, we don't know either. Could have been 100 years ago, could have been 50 years ago, could have been 350 years ago, who knows, right? But you'll see it's beautiful. And the printing of the book is absolutely pristine. It's just, it's so crisp. The sheet music is just, you can easily read everything. You see the notes clearly. The copy I bought from Amazon like 4 years ago, right, is blurrier than this 400-year-old copy, all right? It's amazing. And let me tell you something. The book is small. It's about this big. And if you were allowed to hold it in your hands, which you're not, and I'll explain that in a minute, all right? It's a very immersive experience, okay? It's emotional. I mean, okay, I got verklempt. Talk amongst yourselves. I got verklempt. I did, all right? Because I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, this is 400 years old. Think of the people who own this. Think of the person who bought it. When did they buy it? Why did they buy it? You know, did they know Michael Maier? I mean, who knows, right? This is really kind of this profound way of thinking. And so anyway, I got verklempt. It was emotional. It was intellectual and emotional, right? So I hope I can portray that to you guys in the videos and photos that I took, okay? And in my narration that we're about to see, right? The other super deluxe cool thing that I got to do was view a copy of Heinrich Kunrat's Amphitheater of Eternal Wisdom. Oh my God, incredibly cool. Now, we talked about Heinrich Kunrat briefly in the very first video when we were discussing the spirituality of alchemy. In other words, the alchemists, from the 12th to the 17th centuries, before they went into their lab, they prayed. All right, they prayed to God and to nature to give them wisdom and understanding and to help them in this process, okay? So Heinrich Kunrat has one of the emblems in his beautiful book, all right, is the oratory and the laboratory. So you saw that, right? Now, I'm not going to show you Heinrich Kunrat's book, although I did, video and photograph the book. That's going to be for a future video on Heinrich Kunrat, right? And when I got to the picture of the etching of him and his little dog, okay, I got a little verklempt again. You know, it was a really, really, really sweet thing. And you know, gee, I wish I knew the name of Heinrich Kunrad's dog. So if anybody out there knows the name of Heinrich Kunrad's dog, please post it below the video here and help us share that really cool thing. I mean, I was thinking maybe, I don't know, he would name it Bob. Well, anyway, probably not Bob, but here we go. So anyway, I will shut up here, and we will take this journey, another Hermetic journey, right? And take a look at the Atalanta Fugiens book, okay? And I'm calling this Face to Face with Atalanta Fugiens because I got to actually turn the pages of the book. One more thing. There is, when they brought the book over, oh, actually before they brought the book over, there's a pillow, a gray pillow, all right? And it has a V shape to it, okay? Because when they take these ancient books and they put them in there, it protects the spine from cracking, right? Because if the book is like this and you open it all the way, it could crack the spine. Well, it's 400 years old. Yeah, right. So it's sitting on this gray pillow, and you'll see the photos. And they brought out what looked to be like a shoestring, okay? But it was weighted, all right? So it's like a heavier shoestring. So as you're turning the pages, all right, we're turning pages, you place the shoestring on the top left-hand corner so that the page doesn't fold over, because you're not supposed to touch anything inside the book, obviously, okay? And I thought, well, maybe they'll have me wear gloves. But then I realized, thinking about this and turning the pages of this delicate book, I realized that gloves, I don't think you'd be able to turn the pages, or they'd be a little too, you know, even the white gloves would be not thin enough, okay? So I can tell you that as I was turning the pages, it was kind of, I was under pressure. I didn't want to rip this 400-year-old book, right? So you'll see me delicately turning the pages of this book, okay? But it was just a beautiful experience. I mean, it's just so immersive. And seeing that this book is 400 years old and not even knowing, I mean, it's just comprehending who's looked at this thing, you know, and what they were doing when they first bought it. And maybe they were in Michael Maier's, you know, study discussing the book with them. I mean, who knows, right? How cool is this? But anyway, I'll use my imagination and you know, and journey there. But anyway, so I hope that you will enjoy this video. I will shut up finally, and so we can actually take a look at this. Please enjoy my face-to-face with Atalanta Fugiens. Okay, here we are in the taxi on the way to the Science History Institute, and I remember thinking to myself, you know, will I be able to hold this book in my hands? You know, it's 400 years old. Well, of course, I wasn't able to do that, but nevertheless, still incredibly excited. The Science History Institute is a wonderful organization. There's a really cool museum, which you'll get a glimpse of in the next shot, and there it is, about chemistry and industry and physics and that kind of stuff. This is the lobby, and when we walked in, we signed in with the gentleman over there, really nice guy, and then we were taken upstairs to the rare book room. Now, we couldn't go inside, but we could certainly take a look at it. It's pretty cool. There's some amazing books in that room, including Isaac Newton's Alchemical Notes. This is the reading room that we ended up in, where I sat down, and lo and behold, here it is. Oh my goodness! Yeah, there's Atalanta Fugiens. There's the gray pillow I spoke about, and it's the string that covers the left-hand corner of the book, as you can see, to prevent the pages from falling forward. Here I am gingerly turning these pages, which were very, as you can see, they're really, really fragile. And some of them, you know, kind of clumped together. So I didn't bother trying to detach them. Yeah, here's the first emblem, of course. The wind carries it in its belly, and we already talked about this in the second video in the series. But you can see it's painted, but you really don't see the color here until we get to the next emblem. And here's the discourse. You can see some stains there, but all in all, beautiful copy. There it is. You can see how beautifully painted that is and how vivid the colors are. And that was one of the things that struck me, is the quality of it. Emblem 3, we're going to be looking at this next time, the next video.
Very interesting indeed. As you can see, there's a lot of furnace stuff going on there. All right. And then emblem 4, another very interesting emblem as well. But again, I have to say, and as I'm looking at this again, how beautiful the paintings are in this book, how beautifully painted they are. And I just wish we knew who it was, right? Emblem 5. I kind of moved over so you could see the quality of the sheet music, the printing. And there's the German epigram. I mean, how beautiful is that, right? Emblem 6, sowing the seeds, which of course we'll get to at a later date. But again, quality. And the book, like I said, is small. You can hold it in your hands. And you can really get a sense of the intimacy here. And I can tell you that it was really a beautiful experience. I mean, it's kind of, you experience this book. You don't just look at it. You know, especially if you have some sense of the history behind it. And the fact that it's 400 years old is kind of jarring, right?
The credit really goes to the publisher of this book, Johann Theodor de Brie. The craftsmanship that goes into this, that went into this book, is really astonishing.
Emblem 10, as you can see here, once again, hats off to the people who put this together, the printers. Remember, the images had to be placed on a different printing press, okay? And in order to print the book, the text was printed separately than the images. We kind of talked about this in an earlier video. So imagine the work that goes into this, and considering the work that goes into it, the quality of the book. I know I've been saying there are 10 painted emblems, but actually there are 11 in the book. And for some reason, my math isn't very good. But anyway, here we have sapientia, which means wisdom in Latin, and it's a beautiful etching. I wish they had painted this one because it really is superb. And there's a lot to say about this particular emblem when we get to it. And here is emblem number 50. Okay, so it is the last emblem in the book. And that we won't get to for some time, of course. It's going to be a while. A very interesting emblem indeed. Okay. And this, of course, is the frontispiece, the actual frontispiece, which we never discussed. And I'm going to have to do probably a separate video on that alone because there's so much material in there. It kind of gives us the backstory to Atalanta. And we sadly leave the library and the enigmatic Atalanta Fugiens book with many, many thanks to our friends at the Science History Institute.
Okay, wasn't that cool? I hope you enjoyed it. Many, many thanks to the really nice people at the History and Science Institute in Philadelphia. I will be back, as I told them. They also have some works by John Dee, who's like my favorite guy of all time. He's just the coolest guy. John Dee, and also they have Isaac Newton's alchemical notes, although they are too brittle for anyone to look at, to handle. Certainly, I will be back there to look at some other work, and we'll present them to you as well, okay? So I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. It was really a spiritual experience for me. It was just so incredible, and I hope it was for you too, all right? So, we have upcoming videos. The next video is going to be on alchemy. You can choose to watch it or not to watch it. You don't have to. Although I will be, breaking through some of the mumbo jumbo out there about alchemy. We're going to put it in its proper context so that you can truly gain an understanding of what these alchemists were doing and why they were doing it, okay? So I hope that you'll enjoy that if you decide to watch it. And then, of course, the video after that will be on the next emblem of Atalanta Fugiens, emblem number 3, all right? So, thank you for watching, as always. To those of you who continue watching, love you guys, it's awesome. And the new folks, I hope you go back and watch the first 3 videos. So I will see you next time. Bye.